I've been doing these analysis of these TV shows for a while now, and I really hate sometimes when I'm right. It really sucks. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Nephilim Entertainment. I am your host, Metron Your L. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you for watching my special, Black Lightning, and this is my coverage of Episode 3, LaWanda, the Book of Burial. Yeah, for those who don't know and those who didn't watch my last episode, LaWanda was sort of I guess you could say a sacrifice last episode. Her daughter was being controlled by the 100s, basically made to turn tricks. Her mama wanted her daughter back, and she confronted one of the gang members and ended up getting shot in the chest 3 times. Well, this episode covers her funeral, and we have Pastor Jeremiah giving the eulogy, basically, and he's using her death and her funeral as a rally to get everyone motivated to stand up against the 100. Look, dude, come on. A funeral. For God's sakes, have respect for the dead. You're going to do this at her funeral. What kind of pastor are you? But the only one who's really sane is, Anissa, not Anissa, the oldest sister. She's at the junkyard right now. Why? She is practicing her powers. Anissa, my bad. Anissa. Anissa is at the junkyard practicing her powers. She's trying to figure out how to control them and how to harness them and possibly use them at some point. So, while the pastor's basically rallying people to rally and riot and whatnot, Anissa's basically training herself, trying to understand what these powers are and what they could possibly be. Honestly, she's more the sane one than this pastor is, because a woman just got killed by a gang, and now you're wanting to go lead a march to show people you're what? Easy targets? But he brings up an interesting point to Jefferson Pierce, who is under his secret identity at this funeral. He states, Jeremiah does, that Black Lightning sort of becomes a beacon of hope for people. So they now they have a reason and a motivation to think, well, I don't need to stand for this injustice. Yeah, because that is what Black Lightning has been planning all along. He wants people to stand up and say, I'm not going to take this no more. Dude doesn't even want to come out of retirement. He basically wants to live a nice, cush life. But more so than ever, they need Black Lightning. He can't see that. The people can, but they're using it as a symbol of, hey, let's go up and do something about it. Where are you getting this from? I'm sorry, but if a superhero jumps up and starts taking on bad guys and starts punching people through glass windows and knocking them down and stuff, I'm not going to take it as, hey, I'm going to fight too. No, I'm going to send my butt home and let him do all the work. Then when it's all said and done, I will be ready to rebuild the neighborhood. But until then, Black Lightning, do your thing. Me, I'm going to stay home. I'll give you a place to hide out and stash, but other than that, I'm good. You handle the business outside. I'll handle my business on the inside. But we're introduced to a new character tonight. Her name is Lady Eve. I don't know much about this chick, but all I can tell is that she's got a silver tongue, and it's a serpent tongue because she has made an alliance at some point with Tobias, and Tobias goes parting gifts on the benefit that everyone can forgive for Lala what he did. Well, apparently Lady Eve runs her own business with her own thugs, and Tobias is trying to smooth things over, and we're finding out that apparently it's more or less of his kingdom and more of a united front. Apparently multiple people are trying to get their hand in running the streets, and the people are not wanting to sit by and be run. So yeah, it's turning very interesting, especially with this new character, Lady Eve. So we're gonna see how her whole thing turns out. So back to our girls, Jen and Cleo, or as his name, yeah, Cleo, apparently are planning a romantic weekend. Apparently they're both got their V cards and they're both wanting to cash them in at this point. So we're gonna see how that goes. And Anissa is at the library doing research when we meet a new little cutie in her life, Grace. And Grace is all about comic books and cosplay. If she wasn't gay, I'd like her already. By that I mean I stand absolutely no chance. I wish I did. If I stood a chance, I would so be over that. But anyway, so Anissa makes a new friend, Grace. Jen and Cleo are making a plan for them to get away. So everything's all hunky dory in the neighborhood, right? No, because with the pastor Jeremiah leading his crusade, the cops, all they can supply is one squad car. Henderson's trying to figure out why, and I'm thinking he's meeting roadblocks. I'm guessing that the police force is probably half of it or more is owned by what seems to be Tobias and Lady Eve. So, yeah, apparently Black Lightning is now going to have to step up to the challenge and try to basically run protection for his little group of followers that he's very reluctant about having. And so begins the training, and apparently he's now learning to harness his abilities and shoot a bolt of lightning instead of just basically hitting everything and everyone within a certain radius. So the family's going to sit down to a family dinner, the Pierce family, and Anessa's off doing her own thing. I'm guessing she's picking out a costume for her new friend, and Jen decides to make an announcement to the family. She's decided that she's going to start having sex, and she is no bones about telling the family. Girl, woo! That is some new age parenting right there. I tell you, my generation, if we would have openly told our parents that, there's no telling what would have happened. But I applaud you, girl. I applaud you for being honest. I was taken back and I was laughing, but hey, do it, girl. Do your thing. It's interesting to see how the Pierce family handles parenting. Jefferson doesn't really seem like he's too thrilled about the idea, but at the same time, he's giving Lynn a wide berth when it comes to parenting. So Anissa, she's turned out to be pretty damn independent and responsible. Jen, she's still a teenager. I mean, teenagers are going to be teenagers. They're going to be rebellious and do stupid things. And well, at least she's honest about her parents and her wanting to have sex, so maybe they can help aid her and teach her the right things and she can go about it the right way. So hey, do your thing, girl. It is what it is. But after this, Jefferson decides he's going to have a talk with this boy. And oh man, he gives that boy a haze worthy of Bad Boys 2. And I'm talking full on. I mean, he didn't do exactly what Mike Lowry did, but man, he made that boy turn pale and jaw drop. And that is parenting 101 right there. If you can't make the kids not do something, scare the hell out of the boy. So Cleo is now terrified, and I've got a feeling that Jefferson is okay with that. So comes the night of the protest. The protest, and we're finding out that according to Gamby, that they is going to be a shooting, and not the pastors targeted, but the people involving the protest. So Black Lightning is there to offer cover and to make sure that the shooter doesn't take out a bunch of people. Well, he succeeds. He takes out the shooter. Tobias gave the shooter the gun, and he wanted to send a message. Well, Black Lightning was there to stop it, which, by the way, I love the fact that he was able to make a shield or a force field out of electricity. Kudos for the creators for coming up with that concept. That would really come in handy. But maybe probably not on such strong firearms or multiple firearms. I mean, it would be a little OP to have a ability where all you're doing is just blocking bullets against everybody. But when it's all said and done, he's able to stop the shooter, and he's able to save the pasture, and everything's all hunky-dory, right? Wrong. Tobias is there, and he sees Black Lightning in the flesh. Not too happy. So he has his little girl with the death in her eyes shoot at the crowd. I'm thinking, personally, that he's going to shoot back Black Lightning, which would give Lynn a reason to murder. No, he ends up shooting a pastor. Of all people, she ends up shooting a pastor. Okay, but here's what I was talking about. I was right. Lo and behold, the bullet goes through the pasture and ends up hitting who? But Cleo. Right in the gut. So, he's shot too. Where am I right, you may ask? Well, as they're at the hospital, we're getting a perspective of everything. All kinds of secrets are coming out. And Anissa tells her mom that her and her girlfriend broke up. Little notes to the mom, and she didn't tell her about the part where she was at a party dancing with our friend Grace. And I've got a feeling that Grace is going to be Anissa's new squeeze at some point. That secret's coming out. But when we get there, we learn a perspective about Lynn and sort of seeing how, okay, she made a threat to Jefferson early in the video, or early in the episode, about how she wanted to take Jen and they live together while Jefferson does his little superhero gig. Well, when the shooting happens, it makes her realize that danger's everywhere, right? And the part that I'm getting to about me being right is that at the end of the little segment, we find out that Cleo had the bullet had lodged in his spine, paralyzing him from the waist down. So yes, our little track star, our boy who's obsessed with running and wants to use his track skills to get out of that town and get away from everything and take Jen with him. Lo and behold, guess what? He's paralyzed. Did I not call it? Did I not? Enough of me gloating. Anyway, so with all this going on, the family's, sort of talking and sort of, just trying to figure things out. And Gamby is going over footage from the night that the shooting happened, and he comes across a picture of Tobias. He deletes the picture and says, "Sorry, Pierce." Right there. What is the whole thing about that? I'm curious about that. Why would Gamby keep that secret from Pierce? Riddle me that. Alright, up next for Black Lightning. Anissa, at some point in this next episode, is going to apparently hit the streets. Apparently, I don't know if she's going to try to don the superhero mantle, unknowns to her family legacy. But apparently, she is shown fighting and actually walking the streets, going around punching the hell out of people. So, with that being said, maybe our girl Nessa is actually going to don on the superhero gig, unknowns to her father. It'd be really interesting to see those two pair up and tag team. Actually, be more interesting is if, and this is just a subtle prediction, but it's not guaranteed. I think the best way they can end up turning this around is if Anissa said, "I know Dad's Black Lightning. I've known it all along. When I saw him that night, it simply confirmed it." It would be interesting if they turned that sort of direction with the story. If Anissa sort of put two and two together already, unknowns to Jen, about her family and the whole Black Lightning thing, but it'd be interesting to see if Anissa already knew but didn't say anything, and her picking up the mental is somewhat being to want to be like her father, but at the same time she wants to do what her father couldn't. Maybe save the neighborhood better than what he did. And also be better at kicking ass than him. That would be the best solution I see for this story. Her already knowing, but her doing it anyway, parents freaking out, but learning to accept. That's my thoughts. But alright, that's going to do it for me. My question up here, why do you think Gambiti deleted that photo of Tobias? Do you think he's trying to protect Pierce, or do you think he's keeping secrets from Pierce? Let me know up here and post a comment down below. But be sure to give me a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to my page and stay tuned to the end of the video for more content. Be sure to drop me a like and hey, post me a friendly comment down below. But I'm Metron, you're out. You're watching Nephilim Entertainment. To all you daydreamers and creators out there, keep your heads in the clouds. Peace.